The adult or permanent dentition consists of 32 total teeth. Here, we divide the dentition into 4 different quadrants. We have the upper right, the upper left, the lower left, and the lower right quadrants, each containing 8 teeth. From a mesial, or towards the midline, to a distal direction, the teeth are the central incisor, the lateral incisor, the canine, 2 premolars, the first premolar and the second premolar, and 3 molars, the first molar, the second molar, and the third molar. Here, we will be reviewing the rules of the universal tooth numbering system using a diagram of permanent dentition. The universal numbering system is sequential from number 1 to number 32, beginning from the patient's upper right side, going all the way across to the patient's upper left side, coming down the patient's lower left side, and going all the way across the patient's lower right side. The upper arch contains number 1 through 16, while the lower arch contains teeth number 17 through 32. For example, the upper left canine, this tooth pointed with the laser, is the 11th tooth counting from the upper right third molar, as we count tooth number 1, tooth number 2, tooth number 3, tooth number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Tooth number 11 is the upper left canine. Next, we will be reviewing the rules of the International Tooth Numbering System using the same diagram. The International Numbering System utilizes 2 digits. The first digit corresponds to the quadrant number. The upper right quadrant is designated quadrant number 1. The upper left quadrant is designated quadrant number 2. The lower left quadrant is designated quadrant number 3, and the lower right quadrant is designated quadrant number 4. The second digit corresponds to the tooth within each quadrant. In this case, the most mesial tooth, or the central incisor, is given the designation of 1, while the most distal tooth, or the third molar, is given the designation of tooth 8, with the lateral incisor 2, the canine 3, the first premolar 4, second premolar 5, first molar 6, and second molar 7. For example, the upper left canine, as pointed with the laser and arrow, is in the second quadrant and is the third tooth counting from a mesial direction. Therefore, the upper left canine is given International Tooth 2, 3.